My first Etsy order of the year has been completed and shipped off. What I wasn't expecting was that the lesson that I really needed to start this year off on the right foot coming from a different order that I actually completed last year. So if you'd like, watch this video and see if you come to the same conclusion that I did.
And I swear my heart dropped into my butt. And I am 35, so I mean, I guess I have mature skin now. I wonder how many different like little crochet breads I can add. I wasn't counting, guys. I got sent blush from Laura Geller to try out. I don't have any links or anything like that. Like, they literally just said for me to post it to my Instagram stories. But it's so cool. So it came with like this little like retractable kabuki brush. And this is the color. And that's so cool. So I'm trying it on now. I think it looks so pretty. I know that they like market themselves as like a for mature skin, and I am 35, so I mean, I guess I have mature skin now. What do we think? I did put it on my daughter and it looked really pretty on her because she's like a big blush girl. Because her cheeks are like naturally rosy, so like adding more rosiness to her like always looks really good. Plus her skin is paler than mine. I have like an olive undertone, but hers is more pinky undertone, so like she looks really good with pink blush. I think it looks good. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. And this is just my skin. I don't have any foundation on. I do have concealer on though. Not that it helps very much, honestly. I'm so glad I got to try that out. It's the Baked Blush and Brighten in Pink Buttercream. Anyways, I made a sale in my Etsy shop for a plushie. So I am making a worm right now. So I recently came out with a pattern for these for my Willard the worm, and for Christmas time I thought, why not let me go ahead and list the worms that I had made for sale. It didn't have a whole bunch of time for SEO. This is the springtime Willard with all its little flowers. It's so cute. This is the one I keep on my desk with my rose pens. So these two just like chill together. I think they look so cute together. So I went ahead and I just listed all of my worms up on Etsy because I was like, I already made these. I already put the pattern out. I might as well list them, and maybe that can help me with, you know, offset some of our Christmas costs. And unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time for them to pick up in the Etsy algorithm, but it looks like the listing is finally getting some attention, and I made a sale just yesterday for one. They bought the Autumn Willard, which he has a little poof hat and a little thin scarf. It doesn't have it in the listing, but in the pattern there's a coffee cup and a little baguette. How's he meant to hold those? I don't know. That's none of my business, but they're in the pattern. So I just finished. They requested, Autumn Willard in the Etsy photos has a brown hat. It's actually this yarn, which I don't have very much left. My friend Ashley gave it to me. Thank you, Ashley. And it's actually my favorite brown that I've ever seen. It's like the perfect cognac brown, but they requested a red or green scarf, so I'm gonna make them both and send it. But this is his little maroon scarf, and I think he looks so cute. They haven't answered me. I asked them a follow-up question if they wanted the hat to match the scarf or if they were okay with just the original brown scarf. I'm gonna make the original brown hat. I'm going to make the brown hat just in case. I'm just not going to sew it on so that when I hear back from them, I can, if they don't want the brown hat, I don't want to sew a brown hat on and have to cut it off. But I think he looks so cute. I think that's a beautiful color. I am also going to make them a green. I don't have the exact tone of green they requested. They requested like a little bit lighter version, but of this like olive tone green. So I'm going to make this one, and I'm just going to include it in the box for them. This is the red that I used, which is a little bit bright, but like I'll show you the photo that they sent me. But this is the best color match that I had personally in my collection. The only other red that I have is like a much brighter, like very Christmas red. I think I can. So that's the only other red I have, and I feel like that is much more like Christmas red, and I feel like they wanted more autumn red. So that's what I'm putting in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and give them a bonus green scarf And I was thinking, give it out, my crochet bag. I got this at a market, not like a handmade market. It was just like a small vendor market where it's like a bunch of vendors that import stuff and they sell it out of their own shop. So like they're more of like curators. But I thought it was so cute. It's like quilted. It's Pachaco. And so before the pattern released, I made some mini Willards. Like this one was going to be a Christmas Willard. I wanted to post them before I released the pattern to kind of get some more attention on it, but I just didn't get to finish. But here's Christmas Willard's hat. Or not Christmas Willard, this is Christmas Tree Willard, I think. So he's so cute. But I was thinking, I have these, and so what if I make her like a mini one to go in the box? Which I know I don't have to, but I don't know. This will be my first, well, technically I made the sale in December, but I'm planning on shipping it out January 1st. So it'll be my first shipment of the year. And I think it would be kind of nice if she got a little mini worm. So she bought this for her friend. So this would give her friend one, and then she could keep the little mini one for herself. But I don't know, we'll see. I was also planning on making the baguette to send in the box with the worm. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm going to work on the second scarf, and then hopefully I'll get a message back soon. She hasn't been like the quickest with the replies. Like when she made her order, she put it in the notes that she wanted to see if she could get a red or green scarf. And I sent her, I saw the order come through on my phone, and I was so excited because, you know, it popped up as like $30. And I was like, $30? What did y'all order? My little baby's sick. He's not feeling good. I was like, what'd you order? And you know, of course I got so excited because I was like, this is so great. And then when I opened it, it was a worm, and it had the message. So I messaged her right away on Saturday. Yeah, I sent it at 4 o'clock, and then she didn't get back to me until 2 days later. And so I messaged her back right away again, and I'm waiting. So I hope she gets back to me today, because I would really like this to be packed and ready to go by tomorrow, and then I can drop it off. Is the post office closed on New Year's Day? Alexa, is the U.S. Post Office closed on New Year's Day?
United States Postal Service on FM 1560 North in Helotes is open on Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, so it says it's going to be open on Thursday, so hopefully it's open. But I would really like, you know, to get this ready so that I could take it. I don't want to schedule it for pickup. I just want to drop it off, but we'll see. I might just take the chance and make the brown hat, because I feel like in her first message she would have said, because she said, let me look at the order notes. She said, "Hi, I love the autumn worm. It's the perfect gift for my friend. If it's possible, could the scarf be a different color from the brown in the product photo, like red or green? If not, that's completely okay." So I feel like she would have said hat and scarf, right? If she meant hat and scarf, right? Like, wouldn't she just be like, can he be dressed in a different color? Oh no, there's a knot right there in my yarn. There's a knot. Let me see if I can get that knot out. I would like to avoid wasting yarn if I can. I have a little bit right here on my lip that's chapped, and it's bothering me a lot. I think it's from sleeping, because I went to sleep last night at 5 p.m. like 5:30 in the afternoon. How crazy is that? It like had started to get, I had to take photos of my pattern test of the crochet top that I was making. I did that, and then immediately after I was done, I felt so drained, and I don't really know what it was from. It's like I went and laid down for a little bit. I made my husband and my kids dinner. So I took those photos for the pattern test, which was the hardest thing I've ever done, guys. I had no idea how hard it was to take photos of a crochet top or like a garment that you're wearing. I had no idea what I was doing. Yesterday was the last day, and she said that she would give us an extension if we needed it, but I really didn't want to do that to her. Yay! Anna favorited my sleepy friend crochet pattern. Thank you, Anna, in case you happen to be here or stumble upon this. So yeah, she had said that she would give us an extension if we really needed it, but I just didn't want to do that to her since like I could take the photos. I wish I would have gotten a few lifestyle shots like out and about, like at a coffee shop or something, but it was also really cold yesterday and I wore it with just like a short sleeve top. Yesterday we got our cold front here in Texas, so it's actually like decently chilly, like in the 50s. But and it wasn't sunny because the cold front had just come in, so it was like very like, maybe that's why I was so tired too. It was like very gray all day. So I didn't want to do that to her. So I went ahead and just took them in my craft room with like some good lighting. For the photos that I post to my page to promote the pattern, I'll probably try to get dressed and go to like, I just got a coffee machine, so I wouldn't go to coffee shops. Maybe I'll just make my own coffee and take it and stand in front of a coffee shop so that I can get a cute photo. But yeah, it's a very cute top. I love it so much. And it was like so easy because it was the first crochet top that I've ever actually crocheted. So, and I found it very easy. It's like a made to measure pattern and all of her like instructions were spot on. So she's like, you know, measure here to here and you're going to double it or you're going to add 22 or like whatever it was. Like there was different like things like you measure this part, but then you're going to add this to it. And like it was always spot on. I didn't have to change anything. Okay, so I take that back. The only thing I did change was for the first layer because it's a top or a dress. You get to pick. So you do your chest part and then you get to the increases because it's like a flowy baby doll style top. So you get to the increases and then at the end of the first layer is the top. And then if you want to continue on, you just continue on to make it a dress. I did shorten it by 2 inches for the top part just because I'm short. I'm short and I have like a pretty well-defined waistline, but I mean, I'm also bigger. I'm like a large, extra large. So like the longer look, I think looks like really nice if you're like slender and if you're tall. But since I'm short and I'm not slender, I'm pretty curvaceous and chunky, right? So like both, like I have curves and I am also like overweight. So I didn't want, hold on, let me figure this out real quick. I wasn't counting, guys. I wasn't counting. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I wanted to flatter my body, obviously. So I shortened it by 2 inches so that it would end above my hips. And that worked out great. And I think it actually really looked cute. It looked better in person than it did in the photos, but I think that's just because like I'm just not well versed in how you take photos of a crochet top. But, you know, now I know. And I get to practice. And I'm planning on I'm gonna keep practicing with this top. Like every time I wear it, I'm gonna try to take more photos to see like how I can get like a really good looking photo. If you have any tips for how to for how to photograph your like crochet wear, please give me all the tips because it was genuinely so hard. I'm not even exaggerating. And like even like my hair was really cooperating. Like a lot of times when I'm like trying to take photos and include myself in the photo, like even if it's like with a plushie, like a lot of times like there's other factors going on to where it makes me not like the photograph of myself. But in this case, like I it wasn't me. It was just like the awkwardness of trying to make the top like look good and me look good at the same time. But like my hair was like really good. There was like, it wasn't frizzy. I had just, you know, I had just showered and my hair had just dried. So like my curls were like not messy at all. Like right now it's like not uniform, but like my curls were all together. I did my makeup and like it wasn't bad. Like it was pretty good. My outfit felt really nice. Like I felt really good in the crochet top. Like so there was nothing like personally going on with me that just made me dislike my face or anything like that. It was genuinely just like so hard for me to figure out like what poses work and like what camera angles work and like, you know, it was just hard. Yeah, I got a few though that I did like, and so I sent those to her. I sent her an email and like it's for FairyCrafter FairyCrafter.ph on Instagram. And her designs are so pretty, guys. She had a 50% off sale recently And I picked up another top by her. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. Let me go to my purchases. So I ordered the Aurelia top from her. And it's actually, this video won't go up in time. So the sale's on for 19 more hours, but it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful top. So it's the Aurelia top. I'm going to try to crochet it for my daughter and give it to her on her birthday. And I'm so excited, and my confidence is so boosted now because like I had no problems crocheting her crochet top. And to be fair, I've done 90% of a cardigan. Like all I have is one sleeve left and like the borders to do on it. And I've also done 60% of a sweater. You've seen it before. It goes up to like here. And that one's almost done. And then I've also done, I want to say it's the time after time cardigan, but that doesn't make sense because it's a heart cardigan. It has hearts. Let me look at my Ravelry real quick because I know that was when I had first started crocheting. So when I bought that one. I love Ravelry's little like loading screen. It's so cute. Like, it's so cute. Oh, here we go. So I do buy stuff occasionally from Ravelry. I used to be like pretty good about keeping up. Oh, here it is. 2023. Oh, it is the Time After Time cardigan. So it's the Time After Time cardigan by Lauren Willis. This is the last time I updated it. Was 35% progress, January 30th, 2023. So I do like that about Ravelry. If they have the pattern and you update like to which section you're in, it'll tell you like what your progress is. I really, you know what? I'm going to make that my New Year's goal is to finish all the garments I have started. Oh, I have notes. Let's read my notes. Okay, so this is me. Oh, and it helped one person. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start using Ravelry. Guys, I'm giving myself so many goals. Okay, let's see my notes. Just finished the second section of hearts for the back panel. I had some issues with a dropped stitch or two, but that is just a personal problem and not likely a pattern issue. In the pattern, the chain 3 at the beginning counts as a stitch, and when closing out my rounds, it seems I have forgotten to go back into the chain space as a stitch. Shouldn't happen if you are counting in the rows each time. But when I got comfortable with how the hearts were completed, I neglected my counting and likely missed a stitch at the end. I don't believe this will ruin my sweater at the end, though, as I can make up for this in the joining to the front panels. We shall see. If I have to start over, I will completely blame The Last of Us for my distraction. I guess I was watching The Last of Us at the time. You guys. Yeah, I really want to get back into using Ravelry because that was so cute to be able to go back and read those notes that I made. That one I really am very close to being done. I literally have a sleeve. And then my other sweater, it's like down to here and it's like a drop shoulder, so I still need to do the sleeves. And I have more than enough yarn to complete it. But I think that would be such a fun New Year goal. But I got the top. I really want to make it for my daughter. But we were also discussing what she's going to wear to prom earlier today. And I think I want to crochet her like a bodice. And then, so the FairyCrafter sent us a free pattern for completing her crochet pattern test. She's so generous, guys. Pattern that I have here is the Hera top. And so the Hera top is like a kind of like a bustier, so like Selena bustier. And so it's like that, and then she added pearl straps to hers. And when I was looking at the photo, I was like, that would make a great prom top. And so I was thinking I can crochet that top for my daughter because I already have a hobby like shiny, I think it might be bamboo yarn, and I also have some thread that's in the same color family. So if I do those together, the top would be sparkly. And so I was thinking I can make that, and then to add some coverage, I found on Amazon some sleeves that you just put on, like you slide them on, and they're tulle sleeves, so they poof out. And so I was thinking those two together, and then like a big poofy skirt, and like obviously we cover her stomach. I guess we would buy the skirt first, or like while I'm making the top, so that I can make the top longer if needed. But I just think that would all look so pretty together. But if she does end up wearing this idea to prom, then I'll need to start on that, because I wouldn't want to like be crocheting that last minute. I would really want to have that done ahead of time, even though that's gonna have to be made to measure, especially like for like cups. But she doesn't fluctuate in weight a lot, so like I should be able to just make that even if it's a few months early. Her dress last year was so beautiful and stunning. So we've been, because she's homeschooled, so she gets to go to prom every year. They have a prom every year at her theater. And so I'm so excited, and this is so fun. But yeah, so we've just been brainstorming, because her dress last year was like really so stunning. The first year she went, I didn't fully understand that it was a prom, or like a prom style party. So she wore just like a black skirt and a black top, and it was a nice black skirt and a nice black top, but like I feel like we didn't take advantage of the situation.
Got an Etsy message. It's for help on my Jimmy the Sun pattern. Hello, my name, and I just had a quick question. I purchased little Jimmy a few days ago. I'm a little confused. On round 8 of the head, does the hook go into the head, then the ray for the single crochet, or the ray and then the head? It would go... Oh man, I had to think about that one. Let me pull up the pattern actually. Oh, there's a photo. Good. Let me just blow up the photo. It is going into the ray and then the sun. Alright. Hi. For the confusion.
You are going to place the ray against the sun, pointing down, and then, you know what, it says to insert into the ray, and then insert first into the ray and then into the sun, and work into both at once, and then and then pull your stitch into both at once.
Sun pointing down so that the single crochet lines up for both pieces. Insert your hook first into the ray and then into the sun face, and make 4 single crochet to connect the ray to the sun. Repeat this 6 more times to connect all rays. Finish the round with 8 single crochet. I wonder... I can probably add a photo. Of me pushing my hook, because I added a photo after I had already placed a few single crochets into the sun ray, so I can see how maybe that visual isn't enough.
Did you catch it? You can kind of see the struggle happen behind my eyes as I'm reading back the pattern to myself, as my ego kind of tries to push through and say like, no, the pattern was written perfectly clearly. And you know, honestly, it kind of was, because my response to her was just what it said in the pattern. But then I got past my own ego and I just started looking at it, and then it clicked in my head, she wouldn't be asking me if it was clear to her. Clearly, no matter what it says on the page, no matter how many pictures I added, in that moment it wasn't clear to her. So she was asking me and seeking understanding. And luckily I had given her an answer without any attitude, without any pushback, without any snark. And I'm so grateful that I did, because you will see I reaped the reward from this positive interaction.
And then I have it done. I have a photo of it done after I completed one ray. So, but I think there's room. Let me look. Let me zoom out of this. I zoomed into the photo. I can move. I think I can move. I can probably move this photo, or maybe I can even take out the photo. I can probably take out the photo of the face without the ray to make room.
Hey guys, I'm back. So I took a small break and I went and I like made food with my kids and we were hanging out and my daughter was chit-chatting with me and we were like still working on her prom plans and stuff. So I'm still pretty much right where I was. I did do this. I did finish the scarf and I weaved in the ends. I just have to snip them off. But I also just finished this. So that's my little baguette that's gonna go with him. So he's so cute. How does he hold his baguette to eat? I don't know. He probably just chomps it. Chomp, chomp, chomp. So we'll see. They haven't messaged me back yet, so I still don't know what color they want for the hat. But I do have an Etsy message. Oh, it's from the girl who's asking for help for her son. Gotcha. Also, no worries at all. I have. Oh, yay! So it looks like the lady who was asking for help with the Jimmy the Sunsprout. So it looks like she figured it out. She said she posted a review. I am so glad I could be of help. And so let's see what her review says. Reviews make me so nervous. Every time I get notified of a new review, guys, I swear I'm shaking in my boots. One time I got a review and it was for no stars. 1 star? I think it's for 1 star, but it was a glowing review and I swear my heart dropped into my butt. I didn't know what to do about it. Oh, that's so darling. Oh my gosh. So the review was glowing, but she put 1 star. And so I like talked myself into like messaging her because I was like, it tanked my overall, right? So so I messaged her and I was like, was there any problems with your order? Because it looks like the review was mostly positive. And she said like, no, like it was wonderful. I loved it. And I was like, would it be possible for you to go in and try to change it just because, you know? And so she did though. She did. She was like, oh, I don't know if I can. And I tried to walk her through it. And then like she figured it out. And then I messaged her like a coupon code that she could use at any time in the future. And I was like, I am so thankful. Thank you so much for changing this for me because yeah, like reviews can really hurt a shop. But so this one came out so cute. She even posted a picture. It's so adorable. This pattern's very easy to follow and very quick to make. I did get confused on a round, but I had a message for help and I got an instant response with help. Oh, this came out absolutely adorable. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so adorable, guys.
I think this is just something that I can really take with me into this new year to move with intention when I'm interacting with people who have spent their hard-earned money in my shop, even if it's for, you know, one of my cheaper patterns, or if I feel that something was already clarified, you know, because if someone is trying to take the time to have a conversation with me, it is only going to benefit me to take that time to have that conversation with them. And this really goes beyond my Etsy shop. I can take this into all aspects of my life. Giving grace and seeking understanding is only ever gonna benefit you in the end.
I love when people include photos in their reviews because, you know, like people can say like the pattern worked well for them, but like it just adds a whole nother layer to get to see exactly how cute something turned out. That's so adorable.
Because I did that, I benefited so greatly. Not only did she leave a review, which you don't always get, especially if someone is happy with their product, they're less likely to leave a review. That's just a fact. But she left a review. It was 5 stars and it got a photo. And she wrote within the review that I was a responsive designer and shop owner and that I actually helped her solve her issue. And she wrote in there, you know, I ran into a problem, which isn't always bad. It's sometimes this is probably going to benefit me in the future because someone can look at that review if they're unsure about whether or not they want to purchase from my shop. And they can see that, yeah, maybe I'll run into a problem, but I'm not going to be left hanging. This designer is going to follow up with me and answer my questions.
I'm so happy. So I think I'm going to make a croissant to throw in here as well. So I did a pattern bundle, a coffee themed pattern bundle, maybe in May. Does that sound right? That kind of sounds right to me. And it was for my Cappuccino, which is probably my like most clever pattern I've ever written. Who am I looking for? I think his name is Timmy. Timmy? Is it just Tim? So the it was a, I am stumbling over my words, y'all. Let me find my words. So the bundle was for the Cappuccino, which is capybara in a cappuccino cup, right? So like coffee, but the cappuccino cup opens. And it's a little storage section. Isn't that so cute? And then I did a caffeinated capybara. So capybaras usually like in media, like in doodles or crochet patterns or anything, like usually we do them in like with like this, like sleepy eyes, and that's how I did my cappuccino. But my caffeinated capybara isn't sitting in the cappuccino, he's drinking the cappuccino, and his eyes are like this, like like he had just drunken too much coffee. And that one came with a bunch of accessories. So it came with the cappuccino, of course, for him to like hold, and then it came with like a little chef hat, a mushroom hat, the Cappuccino, which is the capybara in the cappuccino, and then I did the caffeinated capybara, which is the capybara with the full body that drank too much coffee and now is like doing all his hobbies at once, right? So caffeinated capybara, it's like he's a chef, he's a wanderer, he's a little explorer, like he has all these different accessories. And then I did the cappuccino by himself. And so Charlie is a little itty bitty cappuccino. And he's so cute, and he had two ways that he could come. He could come with his little saucer, or he could come with his little feet. And for him, I actually designed a tiny little croissant that could be made with him. So I'm going to borrow from that pattern. I'm going to make a little croissant to throw into this order. Why is this order getting so many bonuses? Well, because I feel like it. That's why. I think that's a good enough reason. So this is the Big Twist Posh yarn, and this is the only skein I ever bought from Joann's. I'm not a huge fan of it still to this day, but I do think it's like a really nice bread color. I had bought it for review, and like that's how much I have left of it. It's still like pretty much full. I did use it to make my husband a bear for Valentine's Day 2 years ago. Like I have trouble personally keeping my tension consistent with this yarn. I don't know if anyone else has ever had that experience with this. I know this yarn is like very beloved. It's just not my favorite. I wonder how many different like little crochet breads I can add to this order before it's like too much.
A baker.
It looks like I'm a baker.
Yeah, it looks like you have a little hair of a baker.
Say hi. That's Ollie. So I did this little cinnamon roll. I just kind of freehanded it. I wrote it down so I could try again to make it a little bit cuter. But so I got a cinnamon roll, I got a baguette, and I got a croissant. Now,
Mom, can you draw lines like this?
I'm going to see what'll fit in the box. I don't think... The cinnamon roll, though, Ollie kind of wants, so he might get to keep that. But we'll see. I just need to make the hat now. You want to draw, baby? Here, let me get you a new page. I still haven't gotten a message back from my customer, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just make the brown hat. I really feel like she would have just said if she wanted the hat to be a different color as well. That way I can get this packed up. Even though I'm not going to ship it out tomorrow, I would like to have it packed by tomorrow. I just finished him. I think he came out so cute, and I actually think that the brown and the maroon work really well together. I think they came out so cute. So I have him, and I'm thinking just the two pastries because my son did like the cinnamon roll so much. So I'm gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna finish up this little worm. My husband is at the grocery store right now, which means he'll be home soon. The worm is done. I just need to insert this little pipe cleaner. So I'm gonna twist that up right now. And then for the worm, I think I'm just gonna do embroider eyes because there's no way that I have any safety eyes that are gonna be that small. So I'm twisting this together, and then I'm gonna twist this up so that the pokey ends aren't sticking up. And I'm gonna fold those over. That feels good. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tie a piece of like fluffier yarn around it too, just to try to further prevent any possibility of someone getting poked. And then I'm going to tie it again, and then I'll stick this end into the head part of the worm because that's okay if that end is a little fatter than the rest. Stick this in. All right. And sew this little guy up and then give him a little face. Should I give it little cheeks? I think I am. Because I'm not going to give it a mouth. I wonder if they'll even like this, right? I like to include like, oh no, I accidentally lassoed him. I like to include like little freebies, but like I know that some people really don't enjoy freebies because then they just feel like they have something that they have to like make the decision if they should keep it even though they don't want it. But it's a little wormy, right? So like even if you don't want it, like just go put it somewhere. Like put it in a grocery store, leave it somewhere. Someone will want it. Oh no, I pulled my thread through and his eyes disappeared. Let's see if I can dig those back out. I felt that too, like when I yanked the thread, it went whop. What do you think? Does that look good? Okay. Let me bury this thread and then my order's all done. All right, and he's all done. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see the blush on him, but I can see it in person, so it shows up. He looks so sad. Isn't he like a little depressed worm? But, oh, hold on, baby. But here we go. There's the big one and the small one. And here are their snackies. Hello, guys. So I was wrong, and the Postal Service was indeed closed on New Year's Day, which I thought it was a federal holiday, but when I had asked Alexis, she said it wasn't. So I don't know what that was about. But I was going to pack my order today because it's January 2nd. Happy New Year, guys. And I was looking at my little wormies together, and I felt like this little wormy just needed something extra. I know he's already an extra, but I felt like he needed something. I was going to make him his own little scarf, but then I felt like he looked kind of weird without his hat. So I'm just going to do a sprout from my springtime Willard. So, oops. So this is my springtime Willard. He's kind of wonky because my boys are always playing with him, but he sits on my desk. And I'm not going to do the flowers, but I am going to go ahead and add the little sprout onto this Willard. So that's what I'm working on now. My desk is like a huge mess right now because I took out the stuff so I could pack up the order. And then I decided that I needed to stop and do this. And I think that just adds a little something special, you know. Plus, of course, we're in the winter. We're going to be in the winter for a while, but spring is coming. And I feel like January just kind of evokes the feeling of spring. I really feel like, I know that there is like a conspiracy theory that like the calendar got shifted and like 2 months got deleted or something like that. And I really do think it's true because I feel like January should be in the spring. Like we should be like getting ready for like spring cleaning and all that like right now. It just feels like the new year should really come after the winter, not the middle of the winter. So I'm just going to do this real quick and then I will get it all boxed up. And I think he's going to look so adorable. I'm going to try to remember to take pictures before I add him into the box. I wonder if I should actually adjust this to be smaller because for my Willard I actually ended up using like a smaller yarn for the, like my Willard is in a weight 6 blanket yarn and then his leaves are actually in a weight 4. So I wonder, because this is a weight 2 yarn and I'm using a weight 2 yarn for the sprouts. So we'll see how it looks though. Like if it looks fine, then I'll just leave it. But if it looks too crazy giant on his head, I might go ahead and try to adjust these to be a smaller leaf, which shouldn't be too hard, but it's a little more work than I was trying to look into getting into. And my favorite part of these sprouts is that I wrote it in a way that you're working the entire sprout in one. So you're not like making a leaf and cutting it and then trying to make another leaf and cutting it. I wonder why my back always hurts, but I bet you if I look up right now, I'm in, the craziest position. I could feel it. I felt that that was like incorrect. Yeah, that kind of looks too big. I'm gonna have to make this a little bit smaller. Like, it's like, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like that looks a little too big. I'm gonna try to do a little itty bitty mini sprout. Like, what if I just did 1, 2, and then like half double crochet back into, yeah, so all I did was chain 2 half double crochets and 1 slip stitch back into the first chain, and then I chained 2 again, and then I did the same process, and then I just like single crochet to create the little like stumpy thing. So yeah, I think that works a lot better. So let me sew that on him. That'll give him something to give him a little more personality. And I'm going to use this tail to kind of define these leaves even more, because this tail was the starting tail, so it's like at the top of the leaves. This yarn, I love it because it's so tiny and so shiny and so beautiful, but it does shed quite a bit. This one I get on AliExpress. You want to sit down, sweetie? Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to thread this needle. And then I will scoot my chair over. So the chair I have has 2 layers. It has like the layer you sit on, and then it has a layer on the bottom where you can like sit like crisscross applesauce. So that's what he wants. He wants me to push over the foot part so that he can sit on it. There you go. Is that better?
I love this wool, Mom. Mama, today you're going to make me the Hello Neighbor flying dog screen.
Why don't you show them what I just finished making you?
Anemone.
The anemone from Octonauts. He asked me to make him the anemone from Octonauts the other day when he was sick. And so did I make it for you? Alright guys, so that's a wrap, and I am going to send out my first order of the New Year's. I hope you guys had a very happy New Year and a happy holiday season, and I wish you much, 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 much wonderful luck in the New Year to come.